Awards shows are supposed to be glamorous celebrations of art, talent, and entertainment. For decades, fans tuned in to watch their favorite stars walk the red carpet, deliver memorable performances, and accept trophies. Yet over time, these events transformed into something more than a night of fashion and accolades. They became platforms for celebrities to speak their minds, often about issues far outside the world of movies or music. Political statements made at awards ceremonies have shocked audiences, divided fans, and sometimes even overshadowed the awards themselves. Some speeches were praised as courageous, while others were condemned as out of touch or inappropriate. Let us look at some of the most shocking celebrity political statements at awards shows and the heated reactions they stirred. One of the earliest and most iconic examples comes from Marlon Brando at the 1973 Academy Awards. Brando had won Best Actor for his legendary performance in The Godfather, but he refused to attend the ceremony. Instead, he sent Native American activist Sachian Littlefeather to decline the award on his behalf. Standing before Hollywood's elite, she explained that Brando was protesting the film industry's poor treatment of Native Americans. The audience reacted with a mix of applause and boos, and the moment remains one of the most controversial in Oscar history. Fans were stunned that the biggest night in film could be hijacked for a political statement, yet it also forced conversations about indigenous representation into the mainstream. To this day, Brando's protest is remembered as one of the most shocking political moments on an awards stage. Another unforgettable statement came decades later from Michael Moore at the 2003 Academy Awards. Moore had just won Best Documentary for Bowling for Columbine, a film that criticized America's obsession with guns. But instead of a standard thank you speech, he delivered a fiery condemnation of President George W. Bush and the Iraq War. Moore called Bush a fictitious president and blasted the administration for sending young men and women into battle. The audience erupted in boos and applause simultaneously, creating a chaotic atmosphere. For some, Moore was a brave truth teller using his platform responsibly. For others, he was a grandstander who ruined what should have been a celebratory night. That speech cemented Moore's reputation as one of Hollywood's most political filmmakers and showed how awards shows could become battlegrounds for national debates. Fast forward to 2017, when Meryl Streep made headlines at the Golden Globes, accepting the Cecil B. DeMille Award for Lifetime Achievement. Streep used her speech not to celebrate her career, but to call out then President Donald Trump. She criticized him for mocking a disabled reporter during his campaign and warned that such behavior set a dangerous example for society. The room gave her a standing ovation, but outside of Hollywood, reactions were split. Supporters praised Streep for her courage, while critics accused her of elitism and politicizing a night meant for entertainment. The speech was replayed on news channels for weeks and sparked a heated debate about whether stars should use award ceremonies to voice political opinions. Streep's words proved that one speech at a glamorous party could become a lightning rod in the national conversation. Perhaps one of the most polarizing political moments came from Kanye West at the 2005 American Music Awards. Kanye had recently made headlines for declaring during a Hurricane Katrina telethon that George Bush does not care about black people. At the AMAs, he doubled down on his criticism of the government's response to the disaster, saying that leaders had failed the people of New Orleans. Fans were divided, with some praising him for using his fame to highlight racial inequality, while others accused him of disrespect and sensationalism. Kanye's remarks cemented his reputation as an outspoken celebrity unafraid of controversy. What is striking is that awards shows, usually a place for celebration, turned into stages for unfiltered political outrage. In 2018, Oprah Winfrey's speech at the Golden Globes electrified audiences. Accepting the Cecil B. DeMille Award, she delivered a powerful message against sexual harassment in the wake of the Five Me Too movement. Oprah declared that a new day is on the horizon and celebrated the bravery of women who had come forward to expose abuse in Hollywood. While her words were not directly aimed at politicians, the speech had clear political undertones and was interpreted as a rallying cry for justice and equality. Fans were so inspired that the hashtag Oprah2020 trended on social media, with many calling for her to run for president. The reaction showed how quickly a heartfelt speech at an award show could spill over into real-world politics. Another shocking moment came from Patricia Arquette at the 2015 Academy Awards. After winning Best Supporting Actress for Boyhood, Arquette used her acceptance speech to call for equal pay for women. She declared that it was time for women to have the same rights and wages as men in America. The audience, including Meryl Streep and Jennifer Lopez, erupted in applause. Yet outside the theater, reactions were mixed. While many applauded her bravery, some argued that her comments came from a privileged perspective, as Hollywood actresses already earn far more than the average worker. The backlash did not erase the fact that Arquette's words sparked widespread discussions about wage inequality, proving again that the Oscars could ignite political debate. Not all political speeches at award shows are remembered positively. In 1992, Tim Robbins and Susan Sarandon used the Oscars to protest the U.S. government's policy toward Haitian refugees. Presenting an award, they called attention to the plight of Haitians detained at Guantanamo Bay. The audience was stunned, and many considered the moment an inappropriate hijacking of the ceremony. Robbins and Sarandon were even temporarily banned from future Oscar events because of their actions. Fans were divided between admiration for their boldness and criticism for what they saw as self-indulgent grandstanding. This episode revealed how Hollywood's activism could sometimes backfire, damaging reputations and sparking public backlash. In 2018, Sterling K. Brown made history as the first African-American man to win Best Actor in a drama series at the Emmy Awards. His speech quickly shifted from personal gratitude to a political statement about representation in Hollywood. He emphasized that roles written for Black actors needed to expand beyond stereotypes and tokenism. Fans responded warmly, praising his ability to balance gratitude with advocacy. Still, critics accused him of politicizing a personal victory. The speech highlighted how even groundbreaking achievements can turn into opportunities for political discourse. Another lightning rod moment came in 2016 when Leonardo DiCaprio finally won his long-awaited Best Actor Oscar for The Revenant. Instead of focusing solely on his career, DiCaprio used his speech to warn about climate change. He declared that protecting the planet was the most urgent challenge of our time and criticized politicians who denied scientific evidence. The audience cheered loudly, and his words resonated worldwide. Environmental activists praised him, but some fans questioned whether a wealthy Hollywood star had the moral authority to lecture ordinary people about environmental issues. Nevertheless, the speech is remembered as one of the most powerful uses of an Oscar platform to address a global crisis. Even musicians have turned award stages into political soapboxes. At the 2017 Grammys, Beyoncé performed while pregnant and delivered a speech that emphasized Black pride and female empowerment. She referenced issues of racial justice and celebrated the strength of women of color. Her fans embraced the moment as a bold political statement wrapped in artistry. Yet, some critics dismissed it as divisive. The Grammys became a stage not just for music, but also for cultural and political commentary, showing how artists use every opportunity to shape the conversation. Looking across these examples, one thing becomes clear. Award shows have become more than just entertainment events. They are cultural stages where stars shape public discourse. Marlon Brando brought attention to indigenous struggles. Michael Moore condemned war. Meryl Streep attacked a sitting president. Patricia Arquette demanded equal pay. Oprah inspired a political movement. Leonardo DiCaprio warned about climate change. Each speech, whether applauded or condemned, became part of a larger story about the intersection of celebrity and politics. What is fascinating is that these statements often outlive the awards themselves. Few people remember who else won Oscars or Golden Globes in those years, but they do remember the shocking political speeches. That shows the true power of celebrity influence. These moments echo long after the trophies are forgotten. Of course, the backlash is just as memorable as the speeches. Fans have booed, cheered, or even switched off their televisions. Social media amplifies every statement, turning a few words on stage into trending hashtags and viral debates. Celebrities risk their reputations when they speak politically at award shows, but many accept that risk because they believe their voices can push society forward. Whether one agrees or disagrees, there is no denying that these shocking political statements have shaped the legacy of Hollywood and the cultural memory of audiences worldwide. So next time a star steps on an award stage, ask yourself, will they thank their parents and their director, or will they seize the microphone to speak about politics? That uncertainty is part of why we keep watching, even when we roll our eyes. Because when celebrities speak at award shows, they are not just entertaining us. They are revealing how art, fame, and politics collide in ways that shock, divide, and sometimes inspire us all.